Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasoda. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivanadari. Sodanandana Pradana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira vanacharya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jana Vishnupad Purnamahangsa Pravijakacarya Asachosa Shishimad, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananda Gaura Vaishnavani Ki Jai, Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Prem Sikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Sivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gogovardhan Shyamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Ki Jai, Shri Mayavadis Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Sumveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Go Premanandi. How glorious some devotees, how glorious some devotees, how glorious some devotees, how glorious some devotees, how glorious Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, text number 44. Yo Dusyajan Shiti Sutta Svajanartha Dharan Prarthayam Shriyam Shura Varsai Sadhyavalokan Naichan Nirpat Tad Uchitam Mahatam Mad Hudvit Sevanurākta Manasām Abhavo Pi Falgu Yo Dusyajan Siti Sura Sutta Svajanartha Duran Partyang Sriyang Suravarai Sadeyavalokam Naichanapastat Uchitang Mahatam Madhudvid Sevanurākta Manasām Abhavo Pifalgu Yudusyajan Sati Sutta Svajanartha Dharan Pratyang Sriyang Suravaraya Sadayavalokam Naichandra Ucitang Mahatam Madhudvid Sevanarakta Manasam Abhava Pifalgu Yodusya Jang Sitisura Yodusya Jan Sitisuta Svajanartha Dharan Pratyang Sriyang Suravaraya Sadayavalokam Naichandra Ucitang Mahatam Madhudvid Sevanarakta Manasam Abhivo Pifalgu Pratyam Sriyam Suravaraya Sadayavalokam Naichandra Ucitang Mahatam Madhudvid Sevanarakta Manasam Abhavo Pifalgu Yodusya Sitisura Sevanarakta Manasam Abhavo Pifalgu Ya Hu Dusyajan, very difficult to give up. Shiti, the earth. Sutta, children. Svajana Artha Dharan, relatives, riches, and beautiful wife. Pratyam, desirable. Sriyam, the goddess of fortune. Suravarai, by the best of the demigods. Sadaya Avalokam, whose merciful glance. Na, not. Ucyate, desired. Nripa, the king. Tat ucitam, this is quite befitting him. Mahatam, of great personalities. Mahatmas. Manudvit, of Lord Krishna, who killed the demon Madhu. Seva anurakta, attracted by the loving service. Manasā, of those whose minds. Abhava api, even the position of liberation. Phalgu, insignificant. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki. Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, the activities of Bharat Maharaj are wonderful. He gave up everything difficult for others to give up. He gave up his kingdom, his wife, and his family. His opulence was so great that even the demigods envied it. Yet he gave it up. It was quite befitting a great personality like him to be a great devotee. He could renounce everything because he was so attracted to the beauty, opulence, reputation, knowledge, strength, and renunciation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Krishna is so attractive that one can give up all desirable things for his sake. Indeed, even liberation is considered insignificant for those whose minds are attracted to the loving service of the Lord. Purport. This verse confirms Krishna's all-attractiveness. Maharaj Bharat was so attracted to Krishna that he gave up all his material possessions. Generally, materialistic people are attracted by such possessions. Ato griyoksetu satapta vitar janasya moho yam ahamameti, Srimad Bhagavatam 558. One becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of I and mine. The attraction for material things is certainly due to illusion. There is no value in attraction to material things, for the conditioned soul is diverted by them. One's life is successful if he is absorbed in the attraction of Krishna's strength, beauty, and pastimes as described in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Mayavadis are attracted to merging into the existence of the Lord, but Krishna is more attractive than the desire to merge. The word abhava means not to take birth again in this material world. A devotee doesn't care whether he is going to be reborn or not. He is simply satisfied with the Lord's service in any condition. That is real mukti. Yasya, harer, dāsye, karmaṇā, manasā, girā, nikhilāsv, jīvan-muktaḥ, ucyate. One who acts to serve Krishna with his body, mind, intelligence, and words is a liberated person even within this material world. Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu 1.2.187. A person who always desires to serve Krishna is interested in ways to convince people that there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead and that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. That is his ambition. It doesn't matter whether he is in heaven or in hell. This is called uttamaśloka-lālasa. Om jnana-timirandasya jnananjana salakaya chakshrum militam jena tasmai Sri Gurave namaha mukharam kurtavachalam pungulam hayate gurim yat kripa tadaham vande shigarum dinataranam vanchakalpatyubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Siddhi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Here we're hearing why it is that Bharat Maharaj was able to renounce everything, because he was attracted to Krishna. The many features, attractive features of Krishna, which are mentioned here. Beauty. Krishna is so beautiful. Madaram Madaram Vapar Ashiva Madhur Varam Varam Varanam Madaram. Madhugandhi Mritu Sutam etadaho, Madhuram, 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 Madhuram. That Krishna, his form is very beautiful, most attractive. In Rome, there's one picture of apparently God in one big church, but he looks old, overweight, wrinkled, not very attractive. But Krishna is the most attractive, unlimitedly attractive. His form is so beautiful. More beautiful than his form is his face. And more attractive than his face is it's described as his smile, this honey sweet fragrant smile. So he's very attractive, inconceivably attractive. So his beauty is his wealth. Krishna, he's so wealthy. He owns everything. Like some people, they own some things here in this world. They have, big mansions and expensive cars. And, sometimes these cars are costing $1.5 million. Very expensive. But they can't take it with them. So who does it belong to? So everything belongs to Krishna. He's very, very wealthy. Just like there's a very nice pastime of Krishna. My favorite pastime of Krishna, which is explained by Raghunath Das Goswami. This is the pearl, called the pearl pastime. This is during Kartik in India, Vrindavan. Kartik is a very popular time. A lot of festivals going on. So when Krishna was here, also, it was a festive for a month. It was a festive atmosphere. So the gopis, they were making pearl necklaces. So Krishna, he saw that and he said, "Oh gopis, please can you give me some of your pearls? We want to make some pearl necklaces for our cows." Krishna was fond of cows. And they said, "We're not going to give you any pearls to make pearl necklaces for your cows. Oh, please, please, gopis." And finally they said, "All right, give him some of our rejects, some of the rejected pearls." Sometimes they're rejects, flawed pearls. He gave him some flawed pearls. And Krishna said, "Oh really? Okay, well I'm gonna grow my own pearls." And they said, "Krishna, you don't grow pearls. They come from oysters. You can't grow pearls." "Oh yeah? You watch." He went to his mother. "Mata, can you give me some pearls? I'm going to grow some pearls." "You silly boy. You can't grow pearls. They come from oysters." No, Mata. You watch." He said, give me some pearls." "Okay, yeah, here's some pearls." So Krishna, he's an agriculturist. He's the son of an agriculturist, Nanda Maharaj. A lot of farmers around there. So he learned. So he lined them up there and put some pearls in there in different directions. But he didn't water them with water. He watered them with milk from his cows. So the gopis said, "Oh, Krishna, you're not going to grow any pearls there. They're just going to be thorn bushes." So he's watering or milking the plants. And after 3 days, there were some sprouts. And he's called the gopis, "You see, the pearl bushes are growing." So, and no, they're not going to be any pearls growing there. So he's milking and milking. And it grows into a good-sized bush, and sure enough, pearls. Pearls are growing from the pearl bushes. And these aren't ordinary pearls. These are fragrant pearls. Anybody ever heard of a fragrant pearl? Fragrant pearls, and they were different colors, and they were big and small. So he made many pearl necklaces, and they were big bushes. So he made a lot of these pearl necklaces, and so many that he got pearl necklaces for all his cows. And there was some extra, so he made some for the monkeys too. His cowherd friends. And how many cows did Krishna have? 900,000. See, this is Krishna. So then he went to the gopis and he said, you see? I told you. I told you, see, all the nice pearl necklaces? I grew them. And they're like, Krishna, how do you do that? And they said, we're going to grow our own pearls. Because they saw Krishnas were special, different colors, and they were fragrant. I mean, inconceivable. Okay, you grow your own. So they went to their mothers and, Mata, can you give us some pearls? We're going to grow some pearls. You silly girls, you can't grow pearls. They come from oysters. No, Krishna do it. Krishna, he did it. We're going to do it too. Okay, here's some pearls. So they went and they also knew how to grow different things. So they put the pearls in there. And after 3 days, there were some sprouts. Yeah? But they didn't just use milk, they used ghee, thinking they'll have better pearls. So after some days, there's some bushes there, but no pearls. Thorns. So then they said, Krishna, we don't understand how you're able to do all these things. You're just an amazing personality. Please, can you give us some of your pearls? We asked you for pearls, and you just gave us rejects. And you want our pearls? I don't think so. So, oh, please, Krishna, you're an ocean of compassion. Mercy, please, give us some of your pearls. And then they kind of huddled together, let's figure out something. So they decided, well, we'll offer him gold. So they went to Krishna. Krishna, we'll give you gold for some of your pearls. And Krishna said, gold? Each one of my pearls is more valuable than the Kaustuba gem of Lord Vishnu. And you want exchange with gold. So it went back and forth, a lot of bargaining. And finally, Krishna, out of his mercy and compassion, he gave them pearl necklaces. So he was very wealthy. Pearls are very expensive. So he had an abundant amount of wealth. Everything belongs to Krishna. So beauty, wealth, strength. Krishna is so strong. A few Sundays ago, I was given the Sunday lecture and speaking about strength. And after the lecture, one little girl came to me and she said, how did Krishna lift Govardhan Hill with his little finger? How do you do that? So I said, well, Krishna, he has a very strong finger. So Krishna is very strong. He's known as Satya Sankalpa, that whatever he wants, it happens. That's God. If we want something, we have to endeavor like anything. Just like we wanted to have this temple over here in Escondido, endeavoring so much, collecting so much money, so much endeavor, got the land, everything is, getting ready to build the temple, and then something happened. Well, the person that gave most of it, he stepped out of it. He took back his money, so no temple. Maybe it'll happen eventually. We still own the property, right? So it might happen sometime. But for us to build just one temple, huge endeavor. I mean, who knows if it'll even happen in our lifetime? We don't know. But Krishna, he is so powerful, he's so strong, that whatever he wants, it just happens. It just happens. Like generally the universe is managed by Lord Brahma. But sometimes there's no Lord Brahma qualified. So Krishna takes the service of doing that. It's not that he endeavors, just like they have that picture of Atlas, he's struggling to carry the planet. But Krishna's not like that. He's not struggling. He doesn't struggle. Except for sometimes he fights with his friends, and he looks like he's struggling, fighting with his friends. But this is the pastime of Krishna. He likes to fight with his friends, and sometimes they're serious, like when Hiranyakasipu and Ravana and demons come, so serious. Looks like a serious fight. But Krishna it's not a challenge. So beauty, wealth, strength, fame. Krishna is so famous. 5,000 years ago, Krishna came, and practically everybody has heard of Krishna, at least here in America. Some places you go to, like China, not so many people have heard of Krishna, because we can't spread Krishna consciousness there. But throughout the world, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, practically everybody has heard of Krishna. So he's very famous. Knowledge, Krishna is so much knowledge. Just like he spoke the Bhagavad Gita in such a short time, 5,000 years ago. Now it's studied in universities around the world, translated into practically all the languages of the world. And he just spoke it off the top of his head. And people write a book, like I'm doing this book now, it's taken like 10 years, it's ridiculous. But sometimes, yeah, the people, and also, what was it, Giriraj Maharaj, how long did it take?
Well, no. He wrote a few before, but it was in the working for years.
Yeah, a long time. So it's not easy. But Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, he just spoke it in like, hour or so, a short time. And now it's studied around the world. Very deep, big philosophers are trying to understand the deep meaning of Krishna's message in the Bhagavad Gita. Of course, they can't understand. There was one professor, he said, the essence of the Bhagavad Gita is the 11th chapter. I couldn't believe it. Universal form. No devotion. Of course, no, there's devotion in that chapter also, but that's what the professor could come with. So, Krishna's extremely intelligent. And renounced. Krishna's so renounced. Just like when Krishna was in Vrindavan, he played his flute. That's another opulence of Krishna. He's the best musician. We have a very good musician here, Amoghaleela Prabhu. We have others. We have Ramapati Prabhu. Got some good musicians here, but can't compare to Krishna. Krishna's the best. So sorry about that. Can't compare to Krishna. I mean, there's in the world here, there's some really good musicians. But Krishna, he didn't even have to practice. These musicians, they got to practice a lot. But Krishna, he's just natural. He's a natural born, or I can't say born, but he's a natural musician. So he played the flute, and he attracted the gopis. It was so attractive, to hear Krishna's flute. Can't conceive. Just like all the music that we see in the world is just a perverted reflection of Krishna's playing the flute. This is I can't imagine how attractive it is. So they were, some of them were breastfeeding their children, some of them were cooking, and, they're just doing all kinds of things. But they heard that flute, that beautiful sound. They just dropped everything, and they went to Krishna. And when they went to Krishna, it's late at night, it's dark, midnight, something like that. And he said, "Gopis, what are you doing here? It's late at night, it's dangerous, there's wild animals here. This is, it's not safe. And I'm a single young man here, you shouldn't be here, you should go home, go home." So he was trying to convince them to go home. And they were just putting their heads down, just like, "Krishna, how could you say this?" And finally one of them said, "Krishna, only you can speak like this. Here we are, the most beautiful women, in the dead of night, and you're telling us to go home." Very renounced, right? And then, because of their sincere desire, he let them stay. And then they had the rasa dance. And he's also the the best dancer, Vrindavana Natabara. He's the best dancer in Vrindavan. So people don't know God. Just like yesterday I was speaking to one atheist. No, not yesterday, before yesterday. They haven't, believe it or not, in the park they have an atheist table. Yeah. About 5 or 6 atheists there, you know. It says, "Your friendly neighborhood atheist." Trying to make it like, yeah, we're okay, we're not that bad, you know, we're friendly, you know. So one of them came by the table, and I said, my famous line that, "So how much do you know? How much do you know? Is there anything you don't know?" He said, "Yeah, there's zillions of things I don't know." Okay, well, one of the things you don't know is whether there's a God or not. He said, "All right, you're right." So he said, "I'm an agnostic/atheist." He came down a notch, you know, just an atheist before. So, yeah, he said, by my logic, I have an idea that there is no God. So that's his idea of it. But, so, because they haven't heard, there's different conceptions of God. He hasn't heard the conception of Krishna. I don't want to get into it too much because it's getting a little heated, you know. So I just, all right, nice talking to you. So maybe next time I'll give them a. Now we're not supposed to preach the glories of the name, but what about preaching that's an offense to preach the glories of the name. But what about the philosophies, preaching to them of the existence of Krishna? That'd be okay. Okay, so I'll try to convince them. Wish me luck. But yeah, so people don't know the glories of Krishna. Now, here in the last part of this purport, Prabhupada says, "A person who always desires to serve Krishna is interested in ways to convince people that there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead and that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna." So this is a devotee's desire. We want everybody to know the greatness of Krishna. You know? And this is, knowledge is a big way that people, I read the Bhagavad Gita, I was completely attracted to Krishna. You know, so many devotees, by book distribution, so many people are attracted to Krishna. So therefore, that Prabhupada emphasized this more than anything else. If you want to please me, distribute books. Yeah. Because people are searching. A couple of days ago, I met a lady. I'm searching, I'm looking, I'm frustrated. You know, took a Bhagavad Gita, some other books. So many people we meet out there, they're looking, they're frustrated. That's the nature of this world. It brings frustration. So, therefore, devotees, they go out to try to help, try to give this knowledge. We have something so valuable, you know, something actually priceless. Like when I distribute it, tell them you can't put a price on wisdom. You know, this is priceless. So we have to give out this very valuable knowledge to the people, and they'll appreciate it. Of course, there's many ways that people are attracted to Krishna. Prabhupada said our secret weapon is prasadam. Prasadam distribution, secret weapon. It's like there was one devotee preaching in Germany, and they were distributing prasadam, halava. So there's one person, he liked the halava so much, and they were preaching, "Oh, you come and join." You know, he said, "All right, I'll join, as long as you give me halava every day." "I'll come and I'll join you, but you got to give me halava every day." He said, "All right, come on, we'll give you halava every day." So he was getting halava every day. Then Ekadasi came. No halava. So he packed his bags and he's walking away. And the leader said, "Hey, where are you going?" "Hey, you guys said you'd give me halava. There's no halava. I'm leaving." "Don't worry. Come. We'll make some halava for you." So the leader thought, you know, he'll break Ekadasi, but he stays, you know. And then eventually maybe he'll understand that, you know, we got to do a little austerity. So he got his halava and he stayed. So prasadam is a very attractive feature of Krishna consciousness, because it's Krishna. Prasadam is Krishna. And therefore Prabhupada, he wrote one letter, he said, we should never waste prasadam. It's Krishna. It's like sometimes I see in the sink, there's so much prasadam in the sink. Previously, you would never see that. I mean, it used to be that devotees would eat prasadam, they'd lick the plate. Remember that? The old days? Wax paper. So yeah, we shouldn't throw prasadam away. It's Krishna. Yeah. We should have respect, just like we have so much respect for Krishna here. We bow down. So the prasadam is Krishna. We should not throw prasadam away. Yeah. Another way people are attracted is the holy name, chanting the holy name. Vishnu Jana Maharaj, he was very powerful at Harinam. So he was in Texas one time, and he was doing Harinam, very attractive. Prabhupada loved his kirtans. It's just like one time he went to the temple and Vishnu Jana was chanting, and he told the devotees, this is like Vaikuntha, to hear Vishnu Jana chanting. So sweet. So he was in Texas doing Harinam with the devotees, and they were just standing up and doing the kirtan. And there was one person right in front of him, and he was smiling. He was appreciating the kirtan. So Vishnu Jana, he grabbed his hand and picked him up, and he got him to dance in the kirtan. This person has never seen Krishna, devotees, or know anything about Krishna. So picked him up and he said, "Dance!" So he started dancing with the other devotees, and from that he became a devotee. Prabhupada disciple. He used to go on Harinam by himself. If nobody was around, he'd go by himself. For years, he would do that. Siddha Vidya in Miami. Just completely absorbed in the holy name. So he became attracted to the holy name. And in the early days, that was how we preached. We just devotees do Harinam for 10, 12 hours. There was no books. Yeah. So and so many people were joining, being attracted by the Harinam party. So it's very attractive. Everything about Krishna is attractive. And therefore we became attracted also. In some way we got something that attracted us, and we joined. Yeah. And most of us, I think, by knowledge, hearing about Krishna. So this is so important to hear about Krishna. And it's stated actually in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord Chaitanya, he was preaching to Rupa Goswami, he says, Brahmanda Brahmate Gonya Bhagavanchi Guru Krishna Prasade by Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu. That the living entity is going up to the higher planetary systems, and they're going down, like a Ferris wheel. We're going up, and we're going down, different species of life. But if a soul becomes very fortunate, he comes in contact with the spiritual master, and from him he receives the Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu, and the seed of devotional service. And that seed, just like here, we have so many nice flowers here. Manibandhana Prabhu is doing a very nice job of taking care of the flowers. They're very beautiful, fragrant. So he's got to water them, right? You got to every day, right? Watering those plants every day, and they're growing very nicely. So similarly, we have to water this Bhakti-rasāmṛta-sindhu, this seed of devotional service. And how is that watering? That's hearing and chanting. And it's described in the Srimad Bhagavatam for a long time. For a long time we have to hear and chant. Don't hear and chant anything else. It's like every day people are hearing the news. The news is all bad news. It doesn't do us any good. But this is all good news. Everything that we hear is good news. And we're giving out the good news. In book distribution, we're giving out the good news. The reality, we're spirit soul, we're part of Krishna. The goal of life is to surrender, to serve Krishna. This is the good news that we're distributing to the people. Yeah. Now they're all just serving their senses, wasting the human form of life, serving their senses. Yeah. but better to serve Krishna. Kamarinam katina katita palita dorni desas tesam jata maina karuna paras ucyate. That for so long, this is the Rupa Goswami, for so long I've been the humble, menial servant for many bad masters, lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion. But they've never shown me any mercy. You don't get any happiness by serving these bad masters. But now, my Lord, you've given me transcendental intelligence, so I no longer want to serve these bad masters. Now I want to serve you. You're the best master. Yeah. Krishna is the best master, a very kind master. So, is there any questions or comments? Or corrections? Anything online? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki